July 23rd, 2020. Well, guys, it's official. The world has successfully been completely brainwashed by propaganda and social engineering. Not everybody, thank goodness, but by far the majority. And it couldn't be any more clear than today. The World Health Organization came out and said, there's no going back to the old normal. What a crock of crap. Guys, do you not see? Some of you do. Probably everybody that actually chooses to watch my videos, you get it. Or you wouldn't be listening to me because you would call me a crazy conspiracy theorist, because who would ever believe that people with extreme power and extreme wealth would ever conspire to find a way to increase their wealth and power? That's just crazy talk, right? Oh, it is so funny to hear people defend corruption in the name of their own self-righteousness. It blows my mind. And then to point the finger at those who have the courage to question. And I'm not saying I'm courageous. I was forced to question at the cost of my kids' health and well-being. I was just as brainwashed. In fact, I'm sure there's still parts of me that are susceptible. Well, I know there are. We all are. We're all susceptible to this social engineering. I say it in my videos all the time. None of us are immune to this. But the degree and extent that people are so blind blows my freaking mind. Especially family. Holy crap. Man, cognitive dissonance is so strong. People just dig those heels in and defend their views, which I get. But those who are awake try to put information in front of you and say, just look here, where you're told not to look. Just look. I'm not saying it's truth or right or wrong or anything. Just look at it as deeply and as hard as you're looking at what's being held in front of your face by the mainstream, by the doctor, by the authoritarian school teacher, by your church leaders. Great. Look at all of that. That's fine. But before you defend it as truth, look at what they're telling you not to look at. Just do it. And then go, wait a minute. Some of that makes sense. Some of this makes sense. From where I'm at right now, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. And continue doing that research. And you may be pulled this way one day. You may be pulled that way one day. But start making your own independent choices. Stop saying, well, I'm just going to trust the experts. Because it all is just too hard. It's too confusing. It's only that way because you let it be. Do some research. Read some books. Pull away from Netflix and chill and actually dig in and do some research and learn. Okay? The clearest thing to me is that the world, people, have been conditioned to fear their own natural biology, right? Disease, virus, sickness, bacteria, fungus. Oh, it's all so scary. Sanitize, kill, kill, kill. Sanitize, kill, kill, kill. I don't want to be exposed to anything. Without even recognizing that they're being trained to kill themselves. You, me. We're less human cells than we are bacteria, viruses, and fungi. It's true. Look it up. The microbiome isn't just what's in your gut. Okay? The microbiome is your entire environment. It's the earth we live in. It's the neighborhood we live in. It's the backyard. It's the front yard. It's your home. It's this room. It's my skin. It's everywhere. We are our microbiome. And we're killing it. We're killing it. They say humans in America only have 10% of the microbiome we should have. Why? because we've been trained to kill it with antibiotics and antimicrobials and antivirals. And even worse so now, you can't be close to one another. You can't communicate. Well, communication is the language of life. Okay? Our cells have to communicate. The viruses are communicating with our bodies, sending messages saying something's wrong. And we're killing everything. We're killing everything. And it's all cohesive. It all depends on each other. All of it does. So now you go to the grocery store and you have to stand back from the person in front of you and wait till they pay. And then they say, oh, wait. Spray, wipe, kill. Okay, move forward. And I want to wait even longer. So, well, let's let some of those chemicals settle before I come in there and start breathing it in and touching it. No, I don't want that cart that you just sprayed with antimicrobials and antivirals that's soaking wet with chemicals. I want one that's dry and clean, or even that's been dirty by the person in front of me that put it there. I purposely grab a cart from somebody out in the parking lot and say, oh, I'll take that, because I don't want one that's just been sprayed with poison. I'll take my chances with the natural microbes from the person in front of me. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of somebody not wearing a mask. That's a bunch of BS. Okay, follow the science. Do your research. Both sides of the argument. It ain't settled. There's zero science that shows cloth masks in the public does anything. In fact, the science that does exist would say it only increases infection because nobody wears that mask correctly. Every single time I've gone to a restaurant since restaurants opened up, I watch the server and I watch the cooks. It's like this. What? Touch. And half the time the cooks just pull it down, and because they're sweating like crazy, as they normally are, it's not scary. And they can't breathe. So they do nothing. All it is a way to get you to conform and submit subtly. Because what's coming next is the mandatory vaccination, then the mandatory digital ID, then the microchips. This isn't conspiracy theory. It's all there. Go look it up. It's all planned out. We talked about this months ago at the very beginning, back in January, when they first started talking about potential lockdowns. It's just, we got to flatten the curve. It's just going to be for a few weeks, and then we're going to be A-okay. Nope, nobody. People didn't listen enough. It wasn't good enough. We're going to keep it closed. Nope, now we're going to push it out. We're going to go with the mask mandates again, but don't worry, it's just for 2 weeks, 30 days. Could go longer. We're going to push it out. Oh, guess what? This is never going back to normal. This is the way life is going to be forever because virus dangerous. We've been trained to fear something that's always existed. And mark my words, just like my last video said, in the next 5 years, there will be a smallpox or monkeypox outbreak, epidemic or pandemic, any of those, that they're going to push that vaccine and therapeutics on you too and keep you scared. Just look it up. Go to Google News or whatever you use. Look up smallpox. Tons of articles talking about investments being made in the vaccine, market analysis, and then seeding fear. Right? Oh, we just dug up Vikings from 1400 years ago that have smallpox in their teeth. Now, we're not saying they died of smallpox. We're just saying that the virus was present when they died. Well, no crap. The majority of our body, of every body on Earth, has virus in it. We have coronavirus in it, enterovirus, Coxsackie virus. I don't remember what the smallpox virus is, variola virus or something like that. No freaking duh. And they use these obvious statements as a threat and something to scare you with. And it works. You guys are all so scared. Not all of you. The majority. So scared. And then you're going to point your finger. This is your fault. You didn't wear the mask. It's your fault. You didn't take the vaccine. It's your fault. Guess what? If I haven't, and I'm an asymptomatic carrier walking around, you're welcome. I'm contributing to herd immunity. And I'm not afraid to make that contribution. Okay? I'm not taking any vaccine. No, sir. And neither is any one of my kids or my wife, because we know better. We're not afraid. We know how to live in harmony on this earth with the bacteria, microbes, viruses, whatever, Is there risk? Sure, there's risk. But I'll take a risk with God's divine design of this entire planet over any corporation's invention to capitalize on your susceptibility or my susceptibility. No thanks. None of this is for the greater good. It's for the good of those at the top of the corporations who are going to profit off patenting your susceptibility, your so-called health. They already own agriculture, which contributes to your disease. They want to own your body, which the state basically already does. And they can impose any mandate they want. Are you going to draw a line in the sand? Oh, where? Because I promise you, the finger's going to be pointed at you when you do. So stop fearing the labels of, you're an anti-vaxxer, you're an anti-masker, you're anti-anything. Who gives a crap? I don't care what you call me. I'm healthy. I'm not afraid. Just because you call me something doesn't make it true. And even if it does, I don't care. So, how do you feel? Are you ready to start learning about yourself and actually supporting your body the way nature intended, with food, clean food, avoiding poison, avoiding medicines? I'm not talking about emergency trauma or interventions. My little girl, she just broke her foot the other day. Did we say, oh, we can't go to the doctor? No, I wanted to go to the doctor. We needed to make sure where the break was and get it casted and take care of that wound. Does that mean we gave her any pain medications that actually suppress the healing and prevent collagen and bone from forming properly? Heck no. She's dealing with the pain. She's doing great. And she's healing. Okay? I don't believe in medicine. I believe in health care. I believe in emergency care. And I've said this in other videos. It's the crap like taking metformin and statins and ACE inhibitors and diuretics and all this other crap. And these drugs that have had to be designed because we've been poisoned our whole life from the patented agriculture, from the agrochemicals, from the medications, from the vaccinations. They have made us, they have genetically engineered our food and ourselves to be dependent on their system. They control not only our bodies, but they are now in control of our minds. And not now, they have been for a long, long time. They're just really good at it now. And those that don't recognize it are completely blind to the fact. Holy crap, where was I going with any of this? Bottom line, just because the WHO says there's no going back to the old normal, don't let them decide. Go back to your old normal. Take off the mask. Go do your thing. Go outside. Enjoy the world. Nah, you can't go to the movie theater. You can't go to Disneyland. Go do something else. Go camping. Go for a walk. Go rollerblading. Go bike riding. That's right, I said rollerblading. I still have those and I love them. It's fun. Get out and enjoy the world. Okay, unplug. Or if you enjoy entertainment, sit down and have a good time. You don't need a mask. You don't need to take their drugs. And as they're pushing cases and even deaths at you, it's not even a question. Everybody knows that the mortality rates are a lie and that everything's being faked. Are people dying? Yeah, they're dying. But why? They don't go into that. They just say they died with the virus in their body. Well, no crap. If I die right now, I probably have polio in my body. I probably have several Coxsackie viruses, many enteroviruses, herpes simplex viruses, you name it. I'm going to die with them. Are we going to put those as the cause of death? Nope, you're not. You'll probably put coronavirus. Stupid. Why are these people susceptible to dying with this virus in their system? I'll tell you the number one reason. Fear. And because of that fear, people are poisoning their kids when they get that fever with antipyretics and analgesics. They're sore, They have a fever. Oh, honey, let's make you comfortable. Take some Tylenol. Take some ibuprofen. Oh, you have a sore throat. Here's some, I don't even know what these medicines are anymore because we don't use them. Sore throat medicine, Chloraseptic, Robitussin for your cough or whatever it might be. Every single one of those is poison. Poison, poison, poison. You reduce that fever, you increase the viral load in their body, making the infection more virulent, making their body have to fight harder, and probably tipping them into that cytokine storm, ramping up interleukin production, causing that ground glass liquid filling in the lungs, so they end up dying of a secondary pneumonia comorbidity or any other reason. I have yet to see an actual reporter do a little bit of digging and say, well, what led up to their death? When they got sick, what did you do? Did you give them medicine? Did you let it ride? Did you support them with maybe vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, CBD, which is shown to, if you've watched my last video talking about how CBD can actually help reduce the cytokine production and keep that immune system from tipping over in that cytokine storm. Support the body naturally. Let the immune system do its job and stop trying to control every process. The body knows what to do innately. All right. Last thing I want to talk about. Let's just jump over here. Big shout out to Landon Riddle and his mom, Sierra Riddle. If you're unfamiliar with the story, go look it up. You can look up anything. Look up Landon Riddle, Sierra Riddle. This little guy had leukemia, was dying, and I believe at 3 years old, she ended up moving to Colorado from Utah to get access to medical marijuana, and they weaned off chemotherapy and went with cannabis, high THC, and was able to beat cancer. And this is an article from several years ago, but he is now 8 years cancer-free. Thank you, cannabis. And similar to cannabis, where not too long ago, just a few years ago, there's no proven medical use for cannabis. It's just a dangerous drug. It's toxic, blah, blah, blah. It's the safest thing you can use, and it's very effective at supporting the body. There are many treatments right now that are available that are safe, that are being called toxic with no medical use. Look it up. Some may call it a toxic bleach or whatever. It works just like cannabis, not just like, similar to cannabis. They're calling something that has very valuable contribution to healing as a dangerous toxic substance to keep you far, far away from it. Where nobody's getting hurt. The worst you might have is diarrhea or nausea or something like that. Whereas, any pharmaceutical not only can kill you, but can cause permanent chronic damage to your body. And those are safe because they're patented and they can profit off of them. So anyway, guys, do so much research. Trust your body. If you believe in God and say you have faith in God, prove it. Show that faith. Not just blind faith. Say, if I believe that I was made in God's image and likeness and that it's perfect, could it be? Let me learn about it. Let me learn about all these interventions that have been designed by Rockefeller Medicine and has created a $1 trillion industry. Was that divine intervention? Was that inspiration by God to help humanity? Or was it something devious? That's one of the number one arguments when I try to teach people about vaccine risk. And I say, whoa, okay, so you're telling me you believe in God and that we're made in his image, but everything was perfect but the immune system, and that it was divine design that people invented vaccines? Yeah, I believe that it was through inspiration that vaccines came here and saved the world. And I say, okay, so do you know who has actually engineered almost every vaccine on this planet after smallpox and polio? It was Stanley Plotkin. Go learn about him and tell me you still think this was God's inspiration and divine design, because number one, and nothing against atheists, you don't have to believe in God, but there was no divine inspiration behind vaccination. It's a very horrific and tragic story if you actually understand the science behind it. It's quite horrible. And so not only is he atheist, but he thinks anybody that believes in God is foolish and stupid. Okay, that's fine. Because science, even the science is there that says this isn't a safe product. But also that his own book called Vaccines is more accurate than the Bible. Okay, well, that's completely subjective. And there's no way to prove either side of that. Well, actually, there is. There's actually a lot of science that would speak against what he says in Vaccines. And if you don't believe me, just head over to the Fear versus Freedom channel and just watch the Stanley Plotkin deposition. It is so telling. You know, things as they start to get into science outside the immune system, right? We know why they put aluminum adjuvants and other chemicals and the manufacturing process. Like, it all has a reason why it exists and how it's made. Nobody's debating that. What we're debating are the non-specific effects that happen. So yeah, we get why aluminum's in there that's going to cause an immune reaction. But did you know that the consequence of that is that the antigen that has aluminum salts with it are being carried by the macrophage to the brain and causing a chronic immune response in the brain, killing the brain? Well, I don't know. I'm not an aluminum specialist. You don't know. Don't you think we should know before we mandate this on everybody? No. Because the purpose of it is to prevent this illness. I don't care if it causes, leprosy. I don't care if it causes leprosy. The point is we prevented measles or whatever it was designed to prevent. I don't care that it causes epilepsy. I don't care that it causes death. We're going to roll it out because what it's designed to do is prevent measles, and that's what it does. And that's all that matters. No matter who dies or gets any type of adverse event, it doesn't matter. That's not my problem. That's not what I was here to create. Interesting. Go watch it. Go learn something. So anyway, I always say I'm just going to do like a 5-10 minute video, and I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Point is, knowledge is power. And the more you know, the less you fear. And these decisions are typically made out of fear. To vaccinate, to take the therapeutic, to wear the mask. Learn about your body, and you will not be afraid. Love you guys. Bye.